like to welcome you to Boy Meets Wellness, a podcast that discusses the complexities, celebrations, and challenges of building a wellness ritual as a BOI, a person who is born obviously incredible. You are now listening to Boy Meets Wellness with poet, motivational speaker, and wellness lover, Evolve Benton.
BOI, born obviously incredible, especially when you wear it pretty. Hello world, hello, it's your boy Evolve. Welcome to Boy Meets Wellness. Today's episode features a talented motivational speaker and DJ B Phenomenal. DJ B Phenomenal is on a mission to help bring out the most phenomenal aspects of people globally. She always knew her purpose was to help people help themselves. Armed with a master's in social work administration from the Ohio State University and a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Kentucky State University, she has committed her life to service. So this interview that I did with this phenomenal individual was one of my favorite conversations that I've gotten to do on the Boy Meets Wellness podcast, because we've never met. You know, this is like me utilizing the social media world to connect with amazing people who are doing amazing work, and to see a motivational speaker like DJ B Phenomenal who mirrors me in a particular way as a masculine center person and a Black person. It's just been amazing to be uplifted and motivated by just her social media presence. So I'm really excited about today's interview. For today's wellness tip, y'all, because I always got a wellness tip for you. Every episode, I plan to leave that with you. If anything, that will be my legacy: poetry and wellness tips for Boy Meets Wellness. So I want to challenge y'all to a 30-day affirmation mirror challenge. And this is something I'm going to do for myself, because I feel like I need to get myself pumped up, give myself some good energy. So the first step is to write an affirmation on a Post-it note, right? Write it down, and it could be something simple like, I affirm my possibility of finishing graduate school, right, for all of my students out there. Or I affirm the love that I have myself. Or you could say, self, I love you, I appreciate you, I see you. Anything that makes you feel affirmed, makes you feel loved, makes you feel particularly guided to have good energy. And then what I want you to do with that is I want you to put that on your mirror. And that could be in your bathroom or in your bedroom, a mirror that you utilize daily. And I want you to try for the next 30 days when you wake up in the morning. It doesn't have to be the first thing, but before things get too hectic, to read that affirmation out loud to yourself. I want you to read it out loud to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and believing in it, right? So my affirmation for myself for the next 30 days is, my affirmation is, Evolve, you are beautiful, you have all that you need, may you continue to live in your abundance. Evolve, you are beautiful, you have all that you need, may you continue to live in your abundance. Evolve, you are beautiful, you are all that you need, may you continue to live in your abundance. Ashe, I hope that y'all have some want to do this with me, this 30-day challenge. And if it shifts you, and makes you feel good, let me know. Hit me up at evolvebenton.com. Send me a message. You can send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Tweet me, Evolve Benton. I'm that everywhere in the world where we can connect, and let me know how this 30-day affirmation challenge has shifted you. If you really like the podcast, you can follow us on Instagram at Boy Meets Wellness, and leave a review on iTunes. We would really appreciate that. It's an amazing way for us to let us know what listeners like, and to consider maybe bringing on other particular people to interview to talk about wellness, leadership, and entrepreneurship. You can check out some of my work at evolvebenton.com, or check me out on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you so much for listening. And now for the interview with DJ B Phenomenal. So B Kelley, how are you? Tell us a little bit about you.
Absolutely, Bob. Thank you so very much for having me on your show today. I go by B Kelley, also known as DJ B Phenomenal, as you said earlier. And my mission is to assist people in becoming their most phenomenal selves. And I've been a licensed independent mental health therapist for almost 17 years now, as well as a licensed life coach, combining music in order to help people heal. So that's a bit about my background. I also do public speaking and really just like to give a face to people that don't normally have a face and have the voice. So I'm so thankful that you brought up the fact that I am masculine of center and I am a person of color, because the representation for people like us has to be front and center, especially with what we're experiencing right now in our communities.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me about that. So you're a licensed therapist. That's something that I really hadn't known. 17 years. Wow, you've been in the game for a while. So tell me, like I have a master's in clinical psychology. I'm not licensed, but can you tell me and the audience a little bit just about your trajectory? Like, how'd you get there? Because I know we have a lot of listeners who are in different parts of their career path, like maybe considering being counselors or therapists. So what, maybe like, how'd you get there, and what's some words of advice that you would give folks thinking about doing that work?
Sure. Real quick, I just want to say my pronouns are she, her. How I got to this place, I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, and definitely in the hood, and was sent to counseling, and never seen anybody that I felt comfortable enough with opening up to. I just simply didn't feel like they could relate with the stories that I was going to bring about my life. And from a young age, I knew that I wanted to help people. I would say around my senior year in high school, I actually planned on joining the military. But because of a life-changing surgery that I had, I wasn't able to do that, and enrolled in college to go into criminal justice. And from criminal justice, I got my master's in social work administration. So I've been fortunate to help some of every age range, from 5 years old on up to 105, from people in the penitentiary system, as well as mental health hospitals in the communities. I've done a lot of work as it pertains to mental health.
That's hella exciting. So I used to actually work at a group home. This was like the beginning of my career, and I was considered like their LGBT advocate and trainer. So I would do like, LGBT trainings, but then also work with our particular clients and families. What a lot of the things that I've seen was a lot of disconnect around like the facility itself wanted to support the identity of folks, but the family not wanting to support it, right? So it was always this weird intersection where I had to almost do double education.
Sure.
So what are some of the things that maybe you're seeing with clients now, especially when it comes to family? And what are maybe some advice you can give for folks who are having challenges? Because, I know folks who are 15 years old struggling to come out, or even struggling to be at home. And I know people who are like 40 years old, right? With every time the holidays comes around, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I want to see my family. And I think that that's a struggle that we constantly have in our community. So maybe you can highlight some tools on how to support folks with family trauma.
Definitely. Family trauma is so paramount in our community. The very first thing that I would say is start with forgiveness. And I know that that's a tough pill to swallow right out the gate, because they're not accepting of me, or they're not understanding of who I am and who I'm telling them that I am. However, it took us some time to know who we were and to come to terms with who we were. So I say start with forgiveness and allow your family to have some time to come to terms with the new you, or the you that they're just now being introduced to. And then on the flip side of that, I also say self-preservation is key. Self-preservation is key. And so there's this delicate balance of ensuring that you're taking care of yourself and your health, as well as allowing your family to do what they need to do to grow and to heal in order to be able to be accepting of you. Now, what I know for sure is that rainbows and fairy tales doesn't happen for every family. There are times where you simply have to cut off from your family because they're way too toxic. And I encourage that as well. However, because our family units oftentimes give us some support, I definitely advocate for doing all that we can on our end to allow our families the space as well as the information to grow with us.
Thank you for that. That is beautiful. And thank you for giving so many different layers to that answer, because I think it's challenging. I think it's something that we're going to constantly be seeing as healers. Like I always like to say, I'm a healer, and I feel like the folks doing this work on this level, we were sent here probably with these tools and with that information even before we were formally educated. We already kind of had those gifts. So let's talk a little bit about you personally. What brings you joy, and what is your wellness routine? What keeps you balanced to be able to be phenomenal and do this work? Because I know, being a leader and supporting folks has to be challenging. So what brings you joy, and what's a little bit, a small picture into your wellness routine?
Definitely. What brings me joy are absolutely connections, family, chosen, as well as birth. Music. Music brings me so much joy in therapy, which is also a part of why I picked it up for my hobby, as well as profession. I would say my self-wellness care consists of positive affirmations daily. So I speak them, and I also listen to myself say them. So I have myself on recording. I work out at least 4 to 5 days a week, and I read constantly. Those are my main things: affirmations, move my body, and read something that's going to elevate my mind.
Nice. So where do you get your affirmations, and what are you reading right now?
Definitely. I get my affirmations from some of everywhere. I could be hanging out with my friends and somebody say something that's just off the chain hilarious, but it'll give me some piece of enlightenment, and I'll write it down and use it. So I'm inspired by a variety of different things. Right now I'm reading The Butterfly Effect and DJ Khaled's The Keys.
Oh yeah, that Keys book is actually really good. I read that last summer. It's actually really good. One of my favorite. I pulled a lot of affirmations actually out of that book.
I love it. I appreciate someone that is able to share what they've learned along the way with other people.
Yeah, and I think he's really good at that. And he's really good at using gratitude, you know what I mean? As a form of not only affirmation, but motivation. So how long have you been a DJ? And what is some of your favorite artists to spin?
Wow. So I've been a DJ now for 5 years, and some of my favorite artists, I'm very eclectic when it comes to my music palette. So I would say I really love Jay-Z, J. Cole. I got a thing for the J's. I also am a fan of Missy. Love Missy Elliott. Snoop. I love 21 Savage. I dig Lenny Kravitz.
That's nice. Yeah, I can definitely resonate with some of those folks. So let's talk about dreaming. If you had the opportunity, because DJs produce albums. Like if you had the opportunity to collaborate with any artist in the world, who would that be? And be intentional about it, because what we say is powerful. This might be in the next 5 years. I'm talking to you, and you're like, I got this album coming out with Jay-Z.
Definitely. So I would absolutely adore doing a collabo with, watch this, Jay-Z, Oprah, and Monica.
Wow. All together?
All together. I need Oprah. I need Oprah's voice. I need Jay-Z's lyrics, and I need Monica to sing on it. Put the sauce.
Wow, that would be an interesting collaboration, because Monica definitely can sing, and Jay-Z got the lyrical beats, and then Oprah there to hold it down, with some mantras for us. You might have a Grammy right there.
I'm going for an answer.
As a mental health therapist, as a life coach, what are some
tools or some resources that you give to clients in regards to relationships. I'm newly engaged to my partner, hella excited about that, hella excited about getting married, but also really thinking about critically, how do I keep my independence, you know what I mean, as a person, as Evolve, but then also, you know, have these parts of myself. I like to say I'm almost like a octopus, right? Like these different arms that are reaching out to my family, to my partnership, right? Like, and making sure that I'm always giving to me, right? So that I can give to others. But it seems difficult. Like the more you get, you know, ingrained into relationships, ingrained into routine, sometimes you can lose yourself. So what are some tools that you would give folks in relationship or hoping to, you know, take it to the next level?
In relationships or hoping to take it to the next level, come into the relationship knowing who you are and what you need. Come into the relationship knowing who you are and what you need. You see that my first piece of advice had to do with who you are and what you're bringing in. I feel like a lot of times relationships have the best success when both parties, or however many parties are involved, shout out to the polys, they actually know who they are and what it is that they need. If I come and I'm wanting to be in a relationship with someone, but I don't know what it takes to make me feel loved, to make me feel amazing, it's probably not going to be that successful.
That's very true. That is very, very true. I'm over here thinking like, do I know myself? I'm like, yes, you do know yourself, Evolve. You did your homework. You did a good job. But I can think of relationships that I was in when I did know myself. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, maybe that's why I was so toxic, right? You know?
A relationship is radically different when you go into it needing something versus offering and wanting to serve, as well as be served.
Yeah.
It's drastically different.
Yeah, definitely. So what are you looking for in partnership? And you know, are you looking for partnership? Are you like, I'm cool, I'm single, I'm DJing, I got my world? But are you looking for a boo?
So I absolutely believe in love. I'm not jaded about it or anything like that. What it would take for me is someone that can be complementary to my lifestyle, because as you stated earlier, I like you have my hands in a lot of different things. So someone that can be comfortable with being able to share me in such a variety of different ways. Of course, someone that is secure in their self. I need for them to be able to have their own things that they're passionate about. Definitely a spiritual connection, because when we go through it, you got to be able to pray or something for me. But those are the main things: a sense of self, prayer, and secure enough to share me with a variety of different people, as well as be a part of it. Because even though people in my life don't necessarily want the limelight, sometimes it drifts off to them.
Yeah, that's a part of it, right? Like they can't hide out when you're being phenomenal. You shedding light on yourself, right? Like you asking for the light. So they have to be willing to be in that as well. So a little bit about, you know, speaking of the spotlight, your use of like social media is so powerful and it's so enriching. I really appreciate your Instagram page. I've definitely vibed with you in Facebook groups and heard some of your hop-ins, you know what I mean, on Motivation Monday or whatnot. When did you start utilizing, I guess, social media to reach the people? And what are some pros and cons that you've seen from, you know, just the shift of it being the way that we digest information, right? Like, I mean, that's even the way that the president of the United States is speaking to people. So yeah, when did you start using it, and what are some pros and cons you see of the social media world?
So I actually, I would say probably within the past 5 years, just began to use social media because of me working in the prison system. I actually never connected at one point in time. So I would say the pros of social media are being able to have such a wide-reaching voice and audience for people that connect with you. The con is that you're connecting with so many different people. And sometimes people don't have your best interest in heart, no matter what you may be doing on social media. So just being able to have that balance of who's who when I'm out in the world, because I'm not just on social media, I am out and about as well. So I would say those are the main pros and cons.
Nice. So earlier, was it last week? I think when Jussie was assaulted, did you see that? The actor from Empire.
Definitely.
That happened recently. Yeah. So I was thinking about that when I was thinking about talking to you, because I was like, so many of the folks close to me, so many of my students were having a hard time. You know, I went into a talk at UC Santa Cruz maybe the day after it hit the news or the next day, and people were just like kind of like in shock, but also in fear, you know. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, you know, the violence associated with being Black and queer, and any tools that you maybe can give folks who are having like stress, anxiety, you know, depression, because I feel like there's always this knowing that we're not safe. Like I was talking to my partner about this. Like, I know I walk around and safety is not afforded to me all the time. Like, I'm aware of that, but it's something different about visibly seeing it on the news and seeing someone in such a high profile. And then also having like this challenge of people saying it's not true, it's not that bad, you know what I mean? Like, and not being aware of how it impacts our community. So maybe some tools or just your thoughts on that situation would be phenomenal. I keep saying that because I just love it.
I love it back. I smile every time you do it. Listen, that's what it's about. Here's my first tip. It is okay to not be okay. That is a very small slogan, but it's so powerful. It is okay to not be okay. It is hard as all get out on some days to be masculine of center and queer and a person of color all at the same damn time. Okay? It's okay to feel the weight of that. Feeling the weight of that is a part of what helps us to advocate with a whole lot of passion. It's a part of what keeps us, I would say, keeps us alert in our environments for people that may want to hurt us, because let's not be fooled. Or we're not being overly paranoid about this. This is really happening to us. So I think that there is a balance to be found in being aware, being prepared, and also feeling empowered, because our ancestors encountered this. They encountered it, they fought through it, they advocated as well. So we're not new to this struggle. It's happening to new parts of us, I would say, but we're not new to the struggle. So I would say combine all those three.
Thank you for that. And I think the reality that we've been here before is always a little bit needed, you know, because I think that sometimes, because so many of our, you know, folks are ancestor, right? Like, we don't have that. A lot of us don't have that connection. Like I was telling my therapist recently, my mom's not here, my grandmother's not here. So I'm almost like writing down the stories I remember so that I can give them to my children. You know what I mean? So that they don't forget where we came from. Because so many of those stories and so much of that influence supports us when we are going through times like this. So thank you so much for bringing that back to the ancestral lens, and that we've been here before.
Yeah,
so how do folks get connected with you? Like, how can folks, like if I wanted to get a life coach session going, how do we get connected to your work? What is the best way? Are you taking clients right now? You know, what's your pitch? You know, your elevator speech.
So my elevator speech is that I'm taking clients that are guided to me. This treatment is not for everybody, but for the folks that it's meant for and the timing that it's meant to happen, they'll find me and I'll connect to them. I can be connected with at DJ B Phenomenal. I'm very social: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, DJ B Phenomenal. I can also be contacted through my website, djbphenomenal.com. Shoot me a message, and that's how we'll go about scheduling any appointment, whether it's for life coaching, mental health therapy, officiant, as well as DJing services.
Nice. What is like, I guess your favorite event that you DJ'd recently? Because I know you've been doing a lot of events. Like which one? And we don't want to get clients mad, but which one you were like I'm really in the building, because I'm an artist too, and you have these moments where you like, I was just on, you know what I mean? Like I was feeling myself, everything was working, the music was flowing. Like, when was the last experience that you had that was like that?
Wow. I have so many like that. I'm trying to think of the most recent one. I would say it actually, and I know people are going to be like, oh, but seriously, it was actually one of my good childhood friend's wedding. He got married, and I was able to DJ it with people that I grew up with as a kid. So that was amazing to go back home and be able to rock it out for my friend on his wedding day.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, we're planning our wedding, so I might have to go listen to some of your mixes and see if we maybe we align and getting you in there. But I think the work that you're doing is so powerful. It's so amazing. And I'm really, really appreciative of it. And I want you to know that, any way that Boy Meets Wellness or I can support that, just let us know. Because, it's a gem. You're a gem to our community. So I really, really appreciate you. The last thing that we're going to jump into is a space I call Boy Talk and Hop, where it's kind of like fill in the blank. It's kind of to see where your brain is. So I'm going to give you a statement and then you read it back to me with your own reply. So an example is like more money, more. And then, some people say more money, more problems. They say different things. So you would say it back and just kind of like fill in the blank. But before we jump into that, is there anything else you would like to let our audience know? Because after that, we'll be closing the interview and I just want to give you as much time as possible.
Definitely. First off, I want to say thank you so much again for all of those positive words about my work as well as myself. I greatly appreciate that. And I definitely don't want to hop over my congratulations to you for making it official and getting engaged. That's amazing. I absolutely love it.
Thanks, fam. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm all warm inside. Every time someone's like, you engaged? I'm like, I am. I'm fiancé.
It's nothing like finding your one and appreciate each step. It's beautiful to be a fiancé and it's beautiful to be a wife or husband or husband.
Yeah, I haven't figured out the name yet, but I like that Herson thing. Yeah, we don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, cool. So is that all? You want to jump into the Boy Talk and Hop? You ready?
Let's go.
All right. When I get some sponsors, I'm gonna have some prizes for this section. You know what I mean? Because I really want people to start. I'm all about games and competition. If you ever come hang out with me, you'll know. I'm like, people are there for about 15 minutes. I'm like, so we're gonna play Uno. We're going to play dominoes, where the spades at, I'm all about games.
Callie's on my radar this year, so I'm going to hold you to that because I like to play games too.
Okay, all right. I hope you get out here. That would be phenomenal. I'm going to just say that all day today to make myself feel phenomenal. Hey. Okay, so Boy Talk and Hop. So the first question is, I love to watch. And yeah. I know. I see that brain thinking right there. I like that.
I love to watch documentaries.
Nice. If I could spend a day with anyone in the world, it would be
in the world, Craig.
Mm-hmm. Dead or alive?
Oh wow, dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
I would absolutely want to spend some time with Malcolm X on the other side. On this side, I definitely want to spend some time with Oprah. I want to spend some time with O.
Nice. So what would you and Malcolm do and what would you and O do? Auntie Oprah.
Yes. Me and Malcolm would go to the motherland together. We're gonna go to Egypt and have some conversation there. Oprah and I, we're going to go to her farm and we're going to till the soil while we talk.
Oh, wow. I love that. That's so intentional. The next one, my favorite food is?
Whew, my favorite food is still pizza. I do my best to eat it healthily, but I love some pizza.
Man, we just had pizza a couple of days ago, and it's like my partner texts me, he's like, what do you want? And I bit in caps, pizza. Like I had to have it. It had been so long, we can't have this distance relationship. I'm like, I gotta have you at least once a month. But I totally get it. It's not the most healthiest thing, but it's so good. It's so tasty. What's your favorite kind of pizza? What do you jam with? Favorite toppings?
There's actually a pizza at a shop in Columbus called Donato's. Shout out to them. And it's mariachi chicken. So it has chicken along with 3 different cheeses and jalapeno peppers with sour cream.
Okay. So if we make a trip, then you're going to take me, right? Like we can go, go half on the pizza. Okay, half on the pizza. Because this sounds pretty amazing. 3 different kind of cheeses. Wow. Yeah. Wow. All right. The next one, sex is
amazing, healing.
Right. Wellness is
life.
And to be phenomenal is to
be your highest self.
Say a little bit more about that. What do you feel about being your higher self? Like what does that look like for folks?
So what that looks like is going inside of yourself and defining for yourself what your most phenomenal self looks like. For me, it is empowering and enlifting with my words at all times to the best of my ability. Do I fall short of that sometimes? Absolutely. However, I have that bar set. I have that standard set that I'm always aiming for. So that's what it means to be your highest self is being phenomenal, whatever that looks like.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for this interview. I'm beyond appreciative for you taking your time to speak with me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate the connection. You inspire me as well. Please keep contributing to our community, all that you do, seen and unseen, because it's so needed. Hey, I'm B Kelley, also known as DJ B Phenomenal, and I am a boy who's born obviously incredible.
Thanks for listening to Boy Meets Wellness. Stay connected on and off the show by following us online at Boy Meets Wellness. That's boy with an I. Until next time, go